I'm here today with Pineo and Loeb. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Doing
Thank
great.
you for having us.
Awesome. Really appreciate you guys being down. You guys are out in Toronto for a couple of days. How's your Toronto experience been so far?
It's been amazing. Yeah, it's the big city.
Yeah, awesome. You guys have a big new project that was just released. This Is Your Life. Can you tell us about that track? You're working with Glass Tiger and Matt Mays. Amazing thing you just did. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, This Is Your Life, Glass Tiger, Matt Mays. It's 3 generations of Canadian musicians coming together. That's our scheme for it. So we're in our 20s, and then we're with Matt Mays, who's in his 40s, and with Glass Tiger, who they're in their 60s now, and they sound amazing, good as ever. And we're just trying to blend all this together. So, 80s rock and modern electronic music, trying to make something that, can unite fans of both, whatever scene you're in. That's really the goal here. Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were connected by a CBC host in New Brunswick. Glass Tiger was originally looking for a remix for one of their songs, and that's when we started talking. And we brought Matt Mays onto the project later to sing backing vocals as an ode to when Bryan Adams sang backing vocals on Glass Tiger's hit "Don't Forget Me When I'm Gone."
Right.
So, and then we recorded sax, guitar, and his vocals sounded amazing when we got them. And and here we are now.
That's amazing. How did you feel when you first found out this opportunity was all going to happen? You guys had, you put everything together, it was actually going to happen. How was that feeling of discovering that?
It came about really quickly. I think it was the week after Future Forest that we did it. We just got the email, so would you like to work with Glass Tiger? And we just did it really quickly. Some things take a long time to develop. Yeah. We got it. We just sat down, put it in Logic and Ableton, which is what we used, and it just happened really naturally, quickly. And that was last summer. It's just come out now. It took a long time. If the initial idea comes out quickly, then we just put a lot of effort in adding as many things as we can to try to make this idea as big, as exciting as possible. It was really exciting. It's humbling that people, they were Grammy nominated, they sold 4-time platinum, and the fact that they will trust us and want to work with us, because we're these young guys in comparison to them. And it was really honor to work with them.
Yeah, just couldn't believe how relaxed and how much confidence they put in us, and just with the decision-making process of the mixing, the mastering, just how we treated his vocals. Just have a ton of respect. And same with Matt Mays, he was a big Glass Tiger fan as well. When we pitched him the idea, he was like, yes.
Yeah.
And again, we're huge fans of both of their music, so to bring them together, and it's our first time working with both of them. So hopefully we could do more stuff together in the future with both of them, but definitely a humbling experience for sure.
That's amazing. You just mentioned you guys are young guys, but you guys have made big waves recently. You won a bunch of awards last year. Can you tell us about some of the recognition that you've got over 2019?
Thanks.
Thanks. Yeah, we got the East Coast Music Award for Electronic Recording of the Year, and the Nova Scotia Music Awards for DJ of the Year and Electronic Artist of the Year. Which is it's really nice to have the roots. That's our home area, and the fact that we have the support from them, it really helps then to go. We're going across the country now, playing all these shows. It really means a lot to have your hometown behind you, and going from there. What else did we do?
I guess just being East Coast artists, there's there's a circuit you could do.
Right.
We go up to Cape Breton in the north, we go down to Yarmouth in the south, and then we play all over Prince Edward Island. We go to Newfoundland sometimes, and I don't think a lot of Canadian musicians really who don't live on the East Coast, they don't usually tour all over, so it's kind of a unique experience. People people are used to fiddle. People don't really think house music or electronic stuff in these small towns, but it's been a lot of fun kind of shaping different music tastes, and especially when we're playing to younger crowds, they're hearing this music, they're becoming fans of dance music, and it's kind of fostering this really cool energy that's happening on the East Coast.
That's amazing. That's one incredible thing about your guys' music is that there's you guys don't seem to be held back by any barriers. Sometimes you guys will have a fiddler, but a hype man at the same show, which is not something that a lot of people are doing. Can you kind of tell us about that concept of not trapping yourself in one place and just kind of grabbing things from a bunch of different areas?
I think that the East Coast fostered that in a way when there's like not a lot of huge shows going on, and it's like, well, this guy's an amazing fiddler, this guy's an amazing rapper. Why don't we just get them in our show? Let's just go for it. Anything kind of goes. That was the mindset that was there. And then you have maybe like quite a bit older people. Let's like do a cover of an old classic and then make it with a beat that the young people will like. So it kind of fostered that, just being in a small community, and then it just gets really hyped. So then like, let's take this further. Let's see how far we can go with it.
Yeah, and keeping it recognizable also for some, like we do a ton of classic rock remixes and other, contemporary stuff as well, but hitting those small East Coast markets and playing, stuff that people recognize and can sing along to is a big part as well. And just poking at the nostalgia, with all those people.
Yeah.
That was the first thing we did together, was classic rock remixes, which is really crazy. Like when we didn't even really have an idea of what we were doing, we remixed all these classic rock songs, and we did Don't Fear the Reaper. And put that out online, and then like one day we get an email from the lead singer of Blue Oyster Cult, who's just Googling it. He's like, you guys got a dynamite sound, which is like a reference to their SNL skit, and they wanted to make it official. That was just really crazy. The fact that now you can just put out something and you never know who's gonna find it, to get connected and contacted by those guys.
Just the fact that you could put anything online, and there's a chance that, if we do a cover or a remix, that the original artist could hear it. That we found that super exciting. We released a cover album of 12 different covers recently at the beginning of 2019, and it's been a big goal for one of those original artists. We did like Prince, Led Zeppelin, Michael Jackson.
Most of them are dead now, that's the problem.
Yeah.
hard to have them reach out.
Yeah.
To do like a resurrection ceremony or something.
We'll get a hologram to.
Yeah, Prince hologram would do, yeah.
It could happen.
What can you tell me about being electronic musicians in Halifax? It's when people think of the East Coast, that's definitely not the main music genre they're thinking of. So you guys are kind of a rarity, or at least so I think. But can you tell me about the electronic music scene and about how you guys feel as electronic artists in Halifax?
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's people kind of write off the East Coast for electronics music, but there's a lot of like upcoming artists who are doing some really cool things. Everyone can kind of do their own thing. There isn't a lot of competition for specific genres, so it really fosters the energy to zone in on whatever your particular influences are.
Yeah.
And on our street alone, there's multiple like international touring acts that we can.
And in the block from us, there was like Neon Dreams, who were from Halifax. They're now blowing up. They were like Juno nominated. They live down the street for us. Rich O'Coin lives down the street for us. He was Juno nominated. Famba lived down the street from us. He just relocated here. He was all over Toronto now as well. So it's really funny that in this like small block area in Halifax, you have all these acts that are now like spreading and like taking over and trying to. So it's a good like breeding ground, I guess.
Yeah.
For that kind of talent. And everybody's like totally different. All those acts that were on the same street are like totally different, and they just kind of respect what they're doing.
Yeah.
But they're all making waves in their own way.
And
cool.
The grant system has been amazing. Like Music Nova Scotia, like they give grants to artists, like developing artists or developed artists, and for marketing, for touring. Yeah. And that's been a big game changer for us, is to have like government support. So, when we're on the road, it could help with the flight costs or
Factor.
Yeah,
to all up-and-coming musicians out there, like, write the grants. You got to do it.
Yeah.
It's not exciting, but it's so important. It's so important.
It's exciting once you get to do the things the grant money gets.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whoa.
That's cool. Yeah, that's. I'm gonna come back to Factor thing, because actually, if you guys want to talk some more about that, that'd be great.
Totally.
But back to Halifax. Why do you think it is that it's such a it seems that artists that are coming out of there are always so creative and unique. There's not a lot of cookie cutter artists coming out of there. Why do you think that is? Why do you think it's a good breeding ground for creativity?
I think because there's no existing molds to fit in. In like a lot of like more established scenes, it's like, oh, if you want to break in, you kind of got to do it like this. But there's no like real standard out there.
Right.
So you're just kind of like against the world. Like you just can do whatever. That's what I think. It's like really you and the internet. I mean, the internet is really what makes it accessible to anybody. You can find whatever niche you're in now. It's like, if this is what you want to do, there is a niche out there.
Yeah.
So you're just alone on your computer you can create your own vision and go from there.
The flexibility of being able to do whatever you want on your, computer, Ableton, Logic, and then also the rich musical history with, the late '90s, all the bands that were coming out of Halifax. Didn't they call it
They called it the second Seattle. That's what we called it. Yeah, Halifax used to be known as really for the alt rock scene.
And with the flexibility of the production software, we could kind of like, on our Foggy Dew track, we had the fiddler, Ashley McIsaac, who's a Juno-winning fiddler from Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, and we added Scratch Bastard, who's like a turntablist who relocated to Toronto. And then we also added Ghetto Sox, who's a Juno-nominated rapper from Halifax. So it's cool, like people are just down to try anything and experiment, and everyone's friends. You see each other at these different festivals, these different events, and you're rooting for for everybody because you're in a small city. Everyone wants to see each other do well.
Yeah.
So that's a really there isn't a lot of competition, and you just want to see your friends succeed, which I think is really nice.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool. Okay. And back to the factor stuff. So that is something that's super important for artists. A lot of artists are very daunted by it. Yeah, do you guys have any kind of words of advice for other artists who might be watching this, who are kind of trying to get to the next step and do it, as people who have successfully went through the grant process?
You just got to try and fail before you succeed. You got
advice.
declined for quite a few before you get them. But then once you know that it's possible, like go for it anyway. And what's great about it is like once you do it, then you have a frame. It just takes the first step, and then it's like, oh, it can be better from there. I think it's like with anything creatively, like it's harder in your head than once you actually do it, but once you've made the first steps, just go for it. You can tweak from there and improve things.
Yeah.
I think.
And it's also a good idea to possibly look at hiring a grant writer. Although it's a bit of an investment, you could retool the application for all future applications, assuming they don't change the criteria. But that's helped for us. We've hired them before that have been successful and also not successful, but we've used that template to, to have a stronger application. And the money that you have access to at Factor is huge.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of those grant programs exist in the United States. So we're really lucky in Canada for those national grants like Factor, or the provincial ones like Music Nova Scotia. There's even Arts Nova Scotia, another one that has helped us out a lot. So
Canada Council for the Arts, there's so many.
Yeah.
You should.
Nice.
The government will give you money for being a musician if you can articulate clearly what you want to do.
Yeah.
So do it.
Awesome. That was great advice.
And don't go to the casino and put it all on black. Hope to double your grant money.
Even better advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys are going to be traveling the country very soon here. Can you tell us about the upcoming tour?
The Intergalactic Tour, we're calling it. So coast to coast in Canada, and then the Andromeda Galaxy, so it's technically intergalactic. I mean, at least that's the goal.
It's on the poster, so it's officially intergalactic.
Hey, if it's printed, it's got to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about internationally? I know you guys got a couple good international tour stories. Is there any you can share with us?
Internationally, we played in Mexico, Costa Rica, and Nepal, very far east, which is crazy. That one was known, that was quite a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, but we had a bunch of gigs booked out there. Nepal, very exciting. Go down there, we go there, play one gig, and then the morning after our first gig, there was 7.9 magnitude earthquake. That was just totally world changing.
Yeah.
There's a video of that. I guess we could link to that as well. We were there, we were filming. It's crazy how it could be just all fun, we're out here, and then suddenly things can get really real, really quickly. It's super humbling, and I think it was good for us in the long run because it makes you really just appreciate everything.
Yeah. It was the building we were in the day before collapsed with a lot of people inside.
Wow.
Kind of thing. So that was kind of an eye-opening experience for us. It was really motivating for us to really do something. I mean, we're already really serious about music, but I think that moment was just all right, let's give this our all. We got hypothetically a second chance, and just some of the stuff we saw there
things
was
into perspective, man.
Yeah, it's just wow, let's do this, you know, and we were able to stay there and help out for a week, which was, a lot of international people were leaving, and we were able to, we emptied out our bank accounts and we like stayed with the people and did some relief stuff for a week, and that just made it like the experience and being able to help the people there was definitely something we'll never forget.
Wow.
For sure.
That is an incredible story. That's
yeah. We came home and then
and you guys are here and fucking doing all this. That's amazing.
Thanks.
Cool. Okay, how about a show here with I'm gonna assume story that doesn't involve earthquakes. Got any good Canadian tour stories for us?
Oh, we've had some crazy ones.
I'm sure you do.
One really funny one is we like came into this hotel, like we didn't have a room booked. We showed up, it was like 3 a.m, like knocked on the door, and like the host was like asleep at the door. They woke up, we bartered with them, we got a room for like $50. So we went in our room and we were just like laughing like at the end of the gig. And I went out into the hall because I noticed the rooms like next to us like were empty. And I was being a little silly, and I was like peeking into the other rooms, and I peeked into the room beside us, which the door was open and it was dark. And like I looked in, and like I saw that there was somebody on the floor in the dark, like with their ear against the wall of our room. And I just like standing there like with my phone, I just like froze, and he looked at me, and he like stands up, and he's like, "Are you looking for the Wi-Fi password?" And I'm just like, "Yeah." And he like walks over and like types in the Wi-Fi password on my phone. It's like wrong password. I'm just like, "Thanks." And went back into the room. That was probably one of the weirdest things that's happened to us on tour.
Yeah, I guess Whistler would probably be another pretty crazy one. We played like an après-ski event.
It's after everybody skis, they get to the bottom of the hill and they have a huge crazy party.
Cool.
And it's just like a normal kind of restaurant, and then all of a sudden, over the course of like 30 minutes, there's just like 1,000 ravers and ski gear, and it's just like, there's that little crossover time where kids are still going to the bathroom with their family, and like ravers would be like, I don't know.
Wild party at like 4 p.m. in this.
It's midday, so it's like, people are still on vacation or tourists are there, and it's just like, whoa.
Well, that's something to look out for. I didn't even know that was a kind of party to go to.
Yeah, it's great.
If you're in Whistler, check it out.
Nice. Cool. Okay, I'll just ask you guys a couple more questions and let you get out of here. You guys have had a huge start to your 2020. With the release of This Is Your Life. You got the big tour coming up. What else is happening in your 2020?
We're dropping a cover of Hey Jude with Alan Frew from Glass Tiger, which is really fun.
Incredible.
Because we just released that collab with him. We're like, we got to do something else together, and we were working on this Beatles cover, and we're like, why don't we get Alan to sing it? And we asked him, and he was down instantly, which is really fun. That's coming out soon. More original music. We're dropping an album later this year.
The cool thing about the Hey Jude is he has a song with Julian Lennon, who was John Lennon's son from his first marriage.
Right.
And Hey Jude was actually originally called Hey Jules, which is a song Paul McCartney wrote to John Lennon's son, Julian. So, and Alan's friends with Julian Lennon, so it's actually like he's singing to his friend.
Wow.
It's kind of a cool.
That's incredible.
It's kind of, we were like, whoa. We found out about that after he told us, like, I'm the perfect guy for this. Our minds were just kind of blown that we're somehow connected to Julian Lennon now, which is super cool because we're huge Beatles fans. So.
That's incredible. That's amazing how things just kind of come together right now once you put the ball into motion.
Yeah.
Life works in mysterious ways.
Yeah. That's incredible. It sounds like you guys are really not afraid to reach out to other artists and find collaborations and kind of put your neck out there. Can you talk to that at all?
Yeah, I mean, I guess in the music industry, you have to deal with a lot of rejection on multiple levels, but I guess the most important thing is just never giving up, adversity. I mean, we send tons of emails that are never answered, but the ones that are answered, you just have to be super persistent, whether it's press or collaborations, or, you don't want to be annoying or stalkerish, obviously, but there's a limit, but I'd say that's, we're super persistent, and, if 99 times it doesn't work out, that one time, with any opportunity, treat it like it's your only opportunity, it's your last opportunity. So we're big believers in that, and I think that's some good advice we've gotten from other people.
Just send the email, just go for it.
Yeah.
Take the shot.
Don't let it sit in your drafts, send that email, even if it's a long shot, or if you're sharing, a music or just anything. I think it's always worth a message.
Yeah, we want to work with people. If you want to work with us, reach out to us. We love breaking genre boundaries. I think they exist to be broken. We want to push. We want to like draw from every musical background we can. I think that putting up those walls is like detrimental to it. Let's just go for it. I know we can make it work. That's the beautiful thing about electronic music is it's not so much of sound. I think it's more of a process, and that process makes it really easy to incorporate any kind of sounds that you want. And it's just going to be a continuing journey of discovery to see what else we can do, what other sounds can be blended together, what other generations. All classical music is public domain now, so you can borrow and sample from all classical music now. I feel like a lot of people don't realize that.
That is actually crazy.
Yeah.
There's like that YouTube video explaining modern songs that like take riffs or heavily influenced by classical songs. If only we could live until like 150, we could sample all of that.
Everything that's going on now.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows, man? With technology, we might be living long enough at that point,
True, yeah.
We'll see.
It's crazy.
Okay, so last question for you guys. Who are some of your favorite Canadian artists right now?
Ooh.
We always get asked this and we have to think about it.
Yeah.
Very careful.
There's so many incredible ones.
We love the Tragically Hip. We love I love Lights. Matt Mays is amazing. Caribou. Grimes is like so good right now.
Arcade Fire, Nelly Furtado. Those are just definitely people we'd be a huge dream to work with.
Brian Adams.
Brian
Those are the
Adams.
kind of people we want to work with. Bring them all together. I love Alexis on Fire. I hope they come back together. Get
Track
them on a
called
dance
Red.
track. Yeah.
Yeah, Alexis on Fire on a dance track, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do Tropical House with Alexis on Fire, yeah.
That's good. You guys better get back together for this. I'm looking forward to it. Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Really appreciate it, thank you.
That was in unison. Really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks again.
Drop out.
Drop out.